Hello everyone, and welcome back to From Our Basement Gaming. We are starting a brand new Let's Play of Sonic 3D Blast on the Genesis. Yes. Well, this isn't the first new video of the year, but yeah. You'll have to remember that Wednesday will be the first day of the year. So by the time you're watching this, you've already seen our first video of the new year. You'll have seen a few of our videos. Go ahead.
Travel anywhere through large ranges. He's on mysterious birds. In another dimension. Robotnik learns from the Flickies. I will make these Flickies into robots and have them chaos emeralds. May using the infinite power of the emeralds, I could conquer the world. Sonic visits Flicky Island to see his friends, but the only thing he finds are robots.
This is actually the fourth video of the new year, so.
Yes.
But yes, this is one of the new games we're playing for the new year.
Made my friends. I'm a safe man. Goodbye, makes me stop. Fox have to defeat the enemies in order to rescue the Flickies so they're trapped inside. Go, Sonic! You can walk through the big rings with the help of the Flickies. After Robotnik can defeat his plans. I like the animation of the birds though.
Yeah, it's cute. Alright.
Start this game.
Yep. And the Flickies would become a normal part of the series from this point on.
Yep. A crucial point for those who remember is Sonic.
Crucial part of the franchise.
Yes. I want to say Sonic Adventure
Yeah.
because
Yeah, they played a big part in Sonic Adventure and Adventure 2. I don't know if they were in Heroes, though. Maybe they were just briefly in the Saturn and Dreamcast eras, I'm not sure. I don't remember. But anyway, as you can see, this is a very different kind of Sonic game.
Yeah.
It was a little polarizing. Some people didn't really like the gameplay style.
I remember watching it, playing, seeing the principles, and I was like, is this the future of Sonic?
Yeah. Basically you have to find and destroy all of the robots to save the Flickies, all the Flickies in the stage.
Yep.
There's usually like 2 parts to each stage, and then you have the traditional 2 acts and a boss, basically.
It is kind of like the Flicky game.
Yeah, it's similar to the Flicky game. Maybe it was originally made as a crossover of sorts.
I wonder. Yes, you can toss the Flickies at the big gold ring.
Yes.
Yep. It was a little messy, but we got it.
So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed this game. I don't mind it when Sonic tries something new. I think sometimes when there's a game that goes against the regular formula, there are always fans that are like, no! And I understand, but I try to give them a chance. You know, some formulas work, some don't. I was fine with this one. I enjoyed it. Hey, Knuckles!
Yep.
Oh yeah, you get the special stage if you collect over a certain amount of rings. There are 2 different ones. There's one Tails special stage, and there's a Knuckles special stage. And we just found the Knuckles one.
It's kind of like the one in Sonic 2.
Yeah. Right. Except with different music than that.
Right. And it looks like we're over a giant bridge.
With lava.
Yes, well, really is lava here.
Yes. It is.
Yeah, this
And it makes me nervous.
and there is the emerald.
Yes.
I got a chaos emerald. Oh, you can get chaos emeralds in this game.
Yeah, I completely forgot that you could.
Same.
But yes. So yes, probably more people are familiar with the Sega Saturn version of this game. Because this one had both, because when the Sega Saturn was a thing, they kind of had this tendency to make, at least over here in the US, make Genesis ports, because a certain somebody in Sega of America was not keen on the Saturn.
True. Not to mention it was beneficial for the UK and Europe because a lot of people still had Genesis.
Right, the Genesis was still going strong in Europe.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, obviously it's still making Genesis games at least for another couple of years before, well, Megatron for another few years before they pulled the plug on it. They felt like
Where
two.
I feel like Japan pretty much was,
They were done.
they were done. They had moved on. They're like, it's time for the Saturn. Now, interestingly enough, kind of the opposite happened with the Dreamcast, where Japan was, the Saturn was doing well. Japan still loved it and was like, we're going to keep playing Saturn, keep making games. But they got pressure from Sega of America because the Saturn tanked, and they're like, yeah, we need a new console.
Yeah, they kept badgering Sega in Japan for a new system. But the fact that the Saturn was doing great.
Yeah, the Saturn was doing great in Japan. Not in America, so Sega of America was not happy.
So bad for the Europeans who got Sega Saturns, who were expecting it to be the next big thing, and then only for it to probably be pulled relatively quickly.
Yes. But anyway, for right now, we are playing the Genesis port. And at some later point, we will probably play the Saturn. I don't know when we're doing all of that. We kind of already broke chronological order with some stuff, so it might be a little mix. It'll be a little mix. We might just go with what moves us.
That is true.
After all, I want to give my boy the Dreamcast some love too. So many opportunities for Let's Plays on this channel. I am excited about that aspect of the new year.
Yes.
There are a lot of things I'm not excited about for this year, but I'm going to try to focus on what I'm excited about. And one of those things being all the new games that we're going to be playing. A lot of games that we plan to play on this channel.
This is a little hard to see.
Yeah.
Sales getting his revenge.
I don't know. Revenge for what?
That's for making me do all the sharp turns, Sonic.
Yeah.
That just failed.
Yeah.
Also, you've been hanging out with me less.
That's for not letting me play with you in this game. Jeez, Tails. That's not my decision. I don't want to hear it.
Well, then his decision isn't. It's a bad decision.
Whoever made that decision should get fired. You want the top exec at Sega to get fired? It's time for a change of leadership. Alright, buddy.
Yeah, see it now. Tails is...
There will be some changes around here. Yeah.
Yeah, because it didn't help us when the guys who were doing some of the Sonic stuff really wanted to be careful the bond between the friends between those two.
Yeah.
Think of Sonic and Sally.
Oh, like the Archie comics, right?
But the fact that
It's not really so good, but yeah.
Right. And so it's not really.
Yeah.
It really wasn't. That was just the Archie comics, and Sonic was more focused on doing good. I feel.
Yeah. Right.
One to be rescued.
Yeah. Yeah, she'd be like, you think you got the short end of the stick, Tails. What about me?
I'm not even in half of the games.
Yeah, exactly. And when I am, I don't even get to fight alongside Sonic. They have to make up a whole new team for me. Do you know how that makes me feel? I guess you're right, Amy. I'm sorry. You should be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She can get more nonsense.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. There are so many people that don't like Amy that they're like, her only personality is that she likes Sonic, and she's better off not liking Sonic. And, like, you know, in the nowadays, they're like, oh, she's so much better for the fact that she got over Sonic. I'm like, she's always had personality. There was more to her than just going after
I
Sonic.
really didn't want to see that.
Yeah. Well, I just feel like they approach her in a very surface level way. And I'm like, I feel like there's more to her than that. It's not only her chasing after Sonic, it's also her gaining the respect of Sonic and friends as well. That was another big theme, yes. I felt like. And also being like she's optimistic and energetic, and you know, we forget her role in like Sonic Adventure 2, where
yeah, she played a massive role.
Yeah, she helped Tails bail Sonic out when he was falsely arrested. And she gave Shadow some, frankly, really good advice at the end of the game, and I don't have to go into that because it's spoilers,
right?
But
it does make an argument for Amy x Shadow.
A little bit, and there are people who ship it, and I am a willing shipper as well. I feel like I feel like Roger Craig Smith is as well, even though he like. I think in his heart, he probably feels like Sonic and Amy are canon based on his in-character response to somebody saying, how would Sonic feel if Amy and Shadow dated? Yes. A fan actually asked Roger Craig Smith, and he actually responded in character and, you know, tried to act all tough and like that wouldn't hurt him. But my opinion doesn't quite align with Roger Craig Smith's. I don't think Sonic would be hurt by it at all, honestly. I think he would be a little bit worried, but be like, okay, Amy, I trust you. Yeah, he might be, it would be a little weird for him, sure. And I think, if anything, he would be worried because he knows, even though deep down Shadow's a good guy, the fact that he's got the messy history issues. Yeah, I think Sonic would refer to it as issues, but yes. So he would probably be more worried about Shadow either accidentally or otherwise hurting Amy's feelings. Yeah, breaking her heart. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So I think it would be... yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't resist that joke.
Right.
Those dudes watch Sonic X,
What did you do to Chris? Yeah. I'm always mixed about Sonic X.
Yeah, because they did pretty normal things in Cosmo. He's just being knocked out of my life. It's all
Yeah.
Thorndike, then suddenly...
What did you do to Chris?
Bill.
Yeah, like, that's what awakened the infamous Dark Sonic, as the fans call it. Which also was a failed opportunity. Like, that wasn't even, like, much of a thing. Other than he got really angry and his quills were a darker color and he, like, got super strong. But not supersonic.
Yeah.
I'm like, you... And that's the thing about Sonic X, there's a lot of wasted potential. And also, they bend the plot too much to cater to making Chris more important than he is.
Yeah. Go as far as taking just giving Chris Cormack way too much more role.
Yeah.
At the expense of the other characters.
So yeah, not to bring up the thing I always bring up, but that is part of the reason why I have a little trouble being sold on the Sonic Paramount movies. Because I kind of can't help but feel like James Marsden's character is kind of just a grown-up cop version of Chris.
Chris Thorndike, police officer.
He may not be a lonely rich kid. He may be a grown-up cop that they're kind of trying to make a father-like figure for Sonic for some reason.
I'm your dad.
I don't find it endearing. I find it weird. It's supposed to be found endearing, but it doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it kind of doesn't feel too different from Sonic X, as having Sonic come from a different dimension and end up in the human world is exactly what Sonic X did. And is like one of the biggest issues I had with Sonic X, because when you play the Sonic games, at least from the Dreamcast era onward, you realize there are humans in Sonic's world. Sonic's world is not supposed to be separate from ours. It's supposed to be a fictional version of our world. And the people who made the decision that Sonic was from another planet were the people who wrote the Sonic Archie comics. They're the ones that started that.
Yes.
And... yeah, go ahead.
The other cartoon about the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog is also connected to...
Right. Right, because the Archie comics were based off of... the Deke cartoons were based off of the Sonic comics, because originally the Archie comics in the way beginning were more lighthearted and funny, and then they very quickly pivoted into being more serious. Hence why Deke made 2 separate cartoons.
Right.
And because different age demographics.
Yep. One for young kids, one for edgy teenagers.
Yeah. more like preteens.
Yeah.
I don't think they were going for teenagers. The comics maybe, but not Saturday.
You're right.
But yeah, so that's why I have a problem, because I feel like the Paramount movies are being more loyal either to Sonic X or to the Archie comics than they are to the Sega franchise, the actual video games. Because I've always been, this is my personal bias, and in my personal bias, I have always viewed only the games as being canon. I never viewed any of the comics as canon. I viewed them as their own separate canon. I never viewed Sonic X as canon, despite the fact that Sega is very involved with Sonic X. So I guess they're the closest thing to canon in terms of the shows. Sonic Boom doesn't even view itself as canon, thank God.
Yes.
And I mean the cartoon, not the game, but the game is from the same universe as the cartoon. So yeah, I don't consider the Fleetway comics canon. I don't consider the IDW comics canon. Which is, I have heard much better, and it has a lot of fans, and they do some things better in terms of referencing the games. However, I don't consider them canon, and Ian Flynn being involved in fixing the Sega timeline, the quote-unquote fixing the Sega timeline, the Sonic timeline, I mean, that does not make me consider the comics canon. I will not drink that Kool-Aid, thank you. I'm sorry, I don't mean to refer to it that way. Because I just have an issue with them retroactively changing some things in the continuum. But that's just me. There is a reason I don't hang out with the Sonic fandom online. I know the things I'm saying don't gel with a lot of the fans. Even some little, like, headcanons I have don't jive with most of the fans, and sometimes I accidentally talk about them, and then the fans get kind of like, what are you talking about? And then I'm like, okay, bye. So, it's alright. At least last time they didn't get mad at me like they did one time. I'm like, okay. Sometimes. I mean, I'm sure there are some who would, like, be like, oh, okay, that's cool. The person I interacted with last time, while they didn't agree with me, they were kind of cool about it. So, yeah, I don't think that's the way it is, but alright, cool. That's alright. Literally nobody does. So, but at least they were nice about it, whereas back in the day, it was rough being a Sonic fan. I know everybody says, oh, the 2010s were the worst time to be a Sonic fan online. No. It started in the early 2000s online. Yeah. Because everybody thinks it started with the classic versus modern, started with Sonic 06. It did not. There were some people, even when the Dreamcast came out, that were like, no, I want Sonic to be like the Genesis games again. Even back then. Even though Sonic Adventure, I feel so bad because Sonic Adventure was well received when it came out. And then like in the 2010s, all of a sudden they're like, well, the Sonic games have sucked lately, so I've decided that Sonic Adventure and Adventure 2 also suck. And they're like, no, but Sonic Heroes, that's good. And I'm like, what? There are some people who were like that. Whereas some people will say the opposite. They'll say, "Oh, Sonic Heroes sucked," and anything.
You pointed out that Sonic especially when one of them fell, the other two said, "Ooh, I must jump off the cliff too!"
Yeah.
Without my control.
And there are other people like us who don't like that mechanic. So thankfully, that in Sonic Heroes case, I can say I'm not alone in feeling mixed about it. There are other fans that are mixed about it, but there are some people who are, will very animately defend Sonic Heroes. So it's a mix, it's a big mix, but yeah, basically, when Sonic Generations came out, all of a sudden people were like, okay, Sonic games are good again, I guess. For some it was Sonic Colors that did it, but Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 made a lot of people angry enough that they're like, yeah, Sonic games suck. And I'm like,
jeez, so fair weather.
Yeah. And I'm just here like, I actually think Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic the Hedgehog 06 are good games.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my unpopular opinion of the day, I guess. Yeah, they're not perfect. Yeah, they both have issues. I have some things about the Shadow the Hedgehog game that frustrate me. They're not really the same things that the rest of the fandom seem to have issues with. Some of them might be. I don't know. The problem is I'm not in the community anymore. Like, I was more aware of the community opinions back then than I am now. So I don't know if with time people have softened to those games. I think some have, but I think a lot of people still don't like Sonic 06, for example.
That's a shame.
Somebody apparently made a mod that quote-unquote fixed Sonic 06, but I've never played the mod because I don't feel the need to. I don't know, it's hard to say.
I just can't believe it. Treat this franchise like
Well, to say something positive, because people outside of the Sonic fandom are very mean to the Sonic fandom in general, I will say we are all a very passionate bunch of fans. We love what we love, and we don't love what we don't love. And there is not a lot of just, whatever, I feel like, anyway. There probably are some people like that, but I think, and I honestly think it's just a few bad apples that make our fandom look bad. But there are a lot of very talented people. So I don't mean to, with the experiences I had, I don't mean to paint a bad image of the Sonic fandom, because there are plenty of people that do that already. So I apologize if it came across that way. It's just that I personally have had some bad experiences. But that is, I know, because I have opinions that don't really match. It's hard when you have opinions that don't match the majority. You're always gonna kind of struggle. And some of these issues are not unique to the Sonic fandom. You'll find them with lots of games. Like, I'm sure in most franchises you'll have the people that insist that the older games were the only good ones. And that the franchise is not good anymore and it's gone stale, or, I'm just saying you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. It's hard to
Yeah.
say such things.
I'm just trying to say that you'll have people like that, and you'll have the fans that are like, I love every single game in the franchise.
Yes.
And you'll have most people like me who are in the middle. 'Cause I can't say I love every single Sonic game. I love pretty much all of them up to Lost World. Sonic Lost World I did not like. From what little I played of it. And mixed about Sonic Forces. I both like and do not like Sonic Forces. And once we finish this act, we'll stop here because we're at the 30-minute mark. Anyway, sorry, I hope I didn't accidentally offend anybody with
I don't think you could.
my complicated, muddled talking about the fandom in general. Yeah. But certainly we don't deserve to have those few really infamous, cringy people in the fandom, and frankly some of them being pervy, define our fandom. I assure you that most of the Sonic fans are not like those people, whose names I will not gosh. Well, you know about one of them.
Oh, that lady?
Yes, and you probably know about the other person I'm thinking of as well, but I forget their name. But we watched a video about them. But yes, and honestly, that's another thing I gotta do this year is play Sonic Frontiers, because I haven't played it yet. Because I have a feeling there'll be things I really love about it and things I won't. I also, despite complaining about it initially, just out of curiosity, I did get Sonic X Shadow Generations. So once I play that, I will let you know my thoughts. I'm kind of worried it's just going to be Sonic Generations, but with some Shadow gameplay stuff. And that's the game I'm actually the most worried about, because that's the one that I read that they were actually retroactively changing stuff for Shadow's story, so... And eventually, I'm sure I will watch this third Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie.
At some point.
At the time of recording, we do at least know the Rotten Tomatoes score, even though so we're recording this before. No, I think it is in theaters.
Do they love it or do they hate it?
They love it. They love it. They love it more than they loved Sonic 2, which they loved Sonic 2 a lot. So, but that part I already knew. And from what I've heard, they changed things I was worried they were going to change. Well, we already knew from the trailer that Dr. Gerald Robotnik is alive. So there's that.
I'm alive. I'm going to get my revenge. And I'm tricking you.
Yeah, it just sounds like they're doing a whole no, not a whole new. Okay. It sounded like, now I'm just going off of somebody's review because I haven't seen the movie yet. I probably won't see it until it's on streaming because I don't necessarily want to give it money. Unless I feel really like doing it. We'll see.
Right.
Probably not, though. We shall see. It sounds like I swear once this act is over, we'll stop the game.
Yes.
It sounds like he made it all like, my grandson. Oh, weird.
Got killed.
Okay, well, we'll stop here. I'll talk about it next time. All right, bye,
All right,
guys.
everybody, bye.